Right.
Let's see. Because we got told we was black. Then they say, no, you're Negro. Then they say you're African American. Why nationality keep changing? Why race keep changing? What you got, Jess? What you think? No, they didn't go through no type of slavery. None. No, they don't have no type of slavery. Show us in the history book. If the white man went through slavery, he would throw it in our face every single day. You know this man in the 1920s, they was jumping off buildings because they lost all their money in the stock market. You really think they could have been out in them fields picking cotton sun up to sundown? No! Real racist. What's going on, bro?
Hey, this Jesse, he say, he basically, he got a problem with the love and hate as far as loving everybody.
You say loving everybody? So let me ask you think God love everybody? Jesse got that up everybody. You say God love everybody? Okay. Well, we gonna show you what the Bible says. You believe in the Bible? You believe in the Bible, Jess? Okay, watch this. Yeah, give me Deuteronomy 27:1. Stick around, Jess. We're gonna answer all questions. Read it.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27 and verse 1. And Moses with the elders of Israel.
So right now we're talking about the Israelites. Moses is dealing with the Israelites. We're gonna read about the Israelites and see whose history lines up with. Read 26 now.
Verse 26. Cursed be he that confirmeth not all the words of this law to do them.
So if you did not do what was written in the Bible, you would be under these curses. A specific group of people will be under these curses of the Bible if they didn't listen to God. Not everybody, but the Israelites.
Right.
Let's see. Because we got told we was black. Then they say, no, you're Negro. Then they say you're African American. Why nationality keep changing? Why race keep changing? What you got, Jess? What you think?
Technically, you can't be African American if you never was born in Africa.
I agree. Africa and America come from two white men, right? Neil Stevens Africanus and Amerigo Vespucci. Right. So you know a little bit, right? So no, we're not African American. I'm finna prove you what our race is according to the Bible. Right? Because God got kids, right? And his kids got names. Right. So let's see what God called us. Now read Deuteronomy 28 verse 16.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 verse 16.
Don't forget the thought. We about to prove who the Israelites are. Read.
Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
If we want to know who the worst cities in America is, right? What group of people we gonna look for? We look for white folks?
Black people.
We look for black folks, right? Now that's not a racial thing, that's a fact, right? If I'm in Miami, if I'm in Chicago, I'm in Jackson, Detroit, if I want to know who the worst cities in America is, I'm looking for the black folks in. That's a curse. Then it says, cursed shall thou be in the field. Who was picking cotton? Who was in the tobacco field? The sugarcane field? The rice field? Who was in there? That's us, right? We can see it. This really happened, right? You say what? Yeah, you're right. So-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, they was in these fields, right? That's why we got it on this sign too. They're my brothers. You know, we like to say, oh, we got Indian in our family. No, that's real. We do. We went through this though because we broke God's commandments. I've been proving to you that we are the Israelites. God said this will happen if you break my commandments. So, read again. You put the sign down.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 verse 16. Cursed shall thou be in the city, and cursed shall thou be in the field.
Now read verse 41. Now read 37.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
It said the Israelites are going to become an astonishment. Everybody's going to look on us and look at us and say, man, these people, why they do the things that they do? Why they can't never seem to get themselves out of condition that they in? Read.
A proverb.
A proverb is a wise saying. You know what they like to say? Oh, all black folks like chicken. Black kids don't know who their daddy is. You see what I'm saying? Niggas, what they say? Oh, niggas love watermelon. Black men ain't got no job. These are the proverbs. Black people can't swim. You see what I'm saying? Huh?
They say black people hate each other.
Black people hate each other. All these are proverbs about us. Do any other race got proverbs like that? No, that's us. This is proving that we are the Israelites. God said if this is going to happen to my chosen people. This happened to us, right? This is proving that we are the Israelites. Keep reading.
And a byword.
A byword is anything outside of your God-given name. That's what I asked you earlier. We God's children, right? Okay, so y'all got kids?
Nah.
You ain't got no kids? Okay, you got nieces and nephews? Okay, I got 3 little girls. You can't name my kids, because I name them. They name is what I name them. I can't name your kids, can I? You name them what their name is, right? So, when we came over here, and you see on this sign right here, you see on the, what is this, y'all, on y'all left-hand side, this is what God called us. And on the right-hand side for y'all, is what the other nations called us when they brought us into slavery. So when y'all look on this sign, where y'all see yourself at? Judah, right? What about you, Jesse? Judah, right? So that's what God called us. Should we be going by what the other nations call us, those who rape, rob, and murder us? Or should we be going by what God called us?
Bring it up.
What God called us. So we not African American. We ain't black. We ain't a real nigga.
I wouldn't even say American black. So I would say black people.
We not, that's what I'm saying. Black is a color, like, my boots are black. His boots are black. Nobody's this color. This is what they called us. You see what I'm saying? This is what they called us. We not black. We brown, if anything. Dark versions of brown, but we brown. They called us this to degrade us. That's why anything that's black, what they associate with evil. What they got, the angel cake and the devil cake. Now the angel food cake is what? White. What color the devil cake is? Black. You see what I'm saying? Anything black is deemed, oh, that's evil. You got the black plague, all those type of things. What you got?
But if you look at all those cultures you just named,
Uh-huh.
most of the evilness comes from white people.
Right, you exactly right. And I'm gonna prove it. Finish it out.
White dudes.
Right. Well, matter of fact, jump to verse verse 44. Watch this.
Verse 44, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
So, any of y'all bought a house before? You bought a car before? All right. When you bought a car and you need to get a loan, right? Well, you ever had to buy a car to get a loan for it, or buy anything had to get a loan for it? Okay. But if you wanted a house, right? You gotta get a loan. You see what I'm saying? When we go get that loan, are we looking at people that look like us, or are we looking at white people? White folks. You see what I'm saying? That's a curse. It shouldn't be like that. God said that was gonna happen because we did not keep his commandments. Now jump down to verse 46.
Verse 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
And guess what? Since we got off those slave ships, right? Had these curses not been happening over and over and over again, right? That's showing that we the Israelites. God said this was gonna happen because we broke his commandments. In order to change that, we gotta stop breaking God's commandments. Keep reading.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart, for the abundance of all things.
We got tired of keeping Passover. We got tired of honoring the Sabbath. We got tired of making sure that we married the sisters before we laid down with them. We got tired of all that and say, nah, we want to celebrate birthdays. We want to celebrate 4th of July. We want to celebrate Christmas. All that happened, and that's why, all that happened, why? Because we didn't want to serve God with joyful and gladness. What you got?
We're not supposed to celebrate birthdays?
No, not according to God. And we gonna get there. We gonna get there. You stick around, I promise we gonna get to all that. Read verse 48. I want to prove that we the Israelites. I don't just want to say it. I want to make sure y'all understand that we're not black, we're not African American, we ain't American black, we ain't none of that. We ain't Negro. No, we are the Israelites.
That's right.
Read.
Verse 48, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
If we want anything, can we go to another black man for it? So let's say you hungry. Let's say you hungry, right? Where you go to get your food?
I'm not gonna lie. I can find some people I go to.
No, I'm saying, but listen, remember, we talking about the nation of
Go
Israel.
to like Walmart.
Okay, who own Walmart?
White man.
Okay, let's say you thirsty. What y'all like to drink?
Water.
Water. Who own what's your favorite water brand? Fiji. Who own Fiji?
White man.
Okay, clothes. I guarantee. I don't know what's in y'all tag, but I guarantee it say made in China, made in Taiwan. It don't say made in Jackson. Made in Indonesia. You see what I'm saying? That's showing what? Anything we want, we got to go to another race of people.
Right.
I give you another one. You say you got kids, right? You know your children were not technically born until you got that birth certificate. A white man had to say, now they born. Just like if you die, you need a death certificate. You're not officially dead until you get that death certificate.
Bring it out.
You got to go to a white man for all that. Paper towels, toilet paper, toiletries, anything you need, we got to go to another race. That's not normal. We've normalized it though. God said that was going to happen. Why? Because we broke his commandments. This is proving that we the Israelites. Keep reading.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And that same enemy, because the enemy did this to it. Read the top part again.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And the top it says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. Right? When you see these yokes of iron right here, right? You see that, right? Did that really happen or was that made up? That really happened, right? That's history. God said this was going to happen. We're reading about it before it happened. He said this was going to happen to my chosen people if they break my commandments. It happened to us. So what does that make us?
I have one argument.
Okay, hold on. Before we get to the argument, just stick with me. God said that this was going to happen to my chosen people if we broke his commandments. It happened to us. What does that make us? Huh?
Is that chosen people?
His chosen people. So is that everybody?
No.
That's not everybody, because everybody didn't go through this.
Hey, I'm just saying, watching the video. Listen, go ahead and press that subscribe button. IUIC Mississippi.
Jump up the first name.
Press the button.
So watch this. So 13 verse.
What you got?
He's Scottish and Irish. His mama's Irish and his daddy's from Scotland. They always talking about how they people were enslaved and all that other shit. Excuse my language.
Now you good. They weren't enslaved.
I brought this up to their attention maybe a couple years back. It was like, well, that's the case. Our people were enslaved and shackled free, so why doesn't it call us? I said, bro, with their skin was like iron or everything.
Right. And they were not enslaved. What that was called indentured servitude. The Bible talks about that. They worked and they paid off a debt. That was it. They never went through chattel slavery. They never was beaten. You know, when we talked about the Middle Passage, right? We went to the west coast of Africa all the way. You got it right here on the sign. We went from the west coast of Africa all the way here to the different parts of America. North America, Central America, South America. Do you know, when you was on that ship, right? You didn't just get on the ship and boom, you here. No, you docked on the coast of Africa for months at a time. You might be 6 months shackled like this.
Right.
6 months shackled. I read some books where it says they only would let the women up if they wanted to rape them. That's the only time they was allowed to take a bath. Other than that, they had to stay on that ship docked for 6-7 months at a time. You know it's hot in there. Ain't no ventilation in there. It's people using the bathroom on each other. Right. It's people that's sick in there. Your skin is getting all type of diseases in there. All that's happening. Then, if you survived all that, you had to survive going into the water. You know the sharks changed their hunting routes based off the ships because they were throwing so many slaves over the edge of the ship.
Right.
You understand that? To this day, the sharks still swim those same waters because of what happened in the Middle Passage. And so if you survived all that and got over to the Americas, then they put you in chains. Then they put those yokes of iron on you. You see what I'm saying? This is proving that we are the Israelites. Other races did not go through that. The Scottish people did not go through that. The Irish people did not go through that. None of the other races went through that. Only our people went through that. So-called blacks and Latinos. Y'all got that? All right. So now, you said what? Daniel 9:11. Get that. Daniel 9:11. So we showing you who the Israelites are. No other people can say that they went through the things we went through. Did the so-called Arab man go through slavery?
Nope.
What about a Chinese man? What about a Japanese man?
Right.
What about a so-called white man?
Bring it up.
Listen, this is just the truth.
Same type of slave.
No, they didn't go through no type of slavery. None.
That's the hell argument with me. They kept saying,
No, they don't have no type of slavery. Show us in the history book. If the white man went through slavery, he would throw it in our face every single day. You know this man in the 1920s, they was jumping off buildings because they lost all their money in the stock market. You really think they could have been out in them fields picking cotton sun up to sundown? No! They dug up some of the bones when they had when the Twin Towers went down in, not Twin Towers, 9/11. When all those buildings, when they got bombed with it, right? When the plane went through them. They dug up and they seen it was actually Native Americans and so-called black people that was underneath all that rubbish or whatever. That had been buried long time ago, right? The cartilage from their bones had been removed. They had worked so hard. They worked on people so hard that the cartilage in their bone had been removed. It was gone. That means it was just bone against bone. You know how hard you got to work somebody for that to happen? And you think the so-called white man went through that? Hell no. We the only people that went through that. Read.
The book of Daniel, chapter 9 and verse 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice.
So we talking about the Israelites, how we broke the commandments. Read.
Therefore, the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have transgressed against him. And he hath confirmed his word.
He confirmed his word. He said, if you broke my commandments, we were going to go through slavery. That happened, right? So God, a man of his word. Read.
Which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil.
This was a great evil. Slavery was a great evil. No other race can say they went through that. Y'all got it? So we're going to go back. That's it on that. Finish reading.
For under the whole heaven have not been done as has been done upon Jerusalem.
You see that under the whole heaven, no one can say they went through what we went through.
Right.
No one can say they still going through what we still going through.
Right.
Y'all get it? So are we black? Are we black? Are we African American? Who are we? We the Israelites.
That's right.
Huh?
What?
You say Judah in plural?
I would say Judish.
Oh, you say Jewish? No. Now, Jewish. Judish. Oh yeah, no. You'll just be a Judite. That's the correct pronunciation. It's just Judite. All right. And go back to Deuteronomy 28. Now let's get verse 68. We're gonna nail it in the coffin. We'll put the nail in the coffin right here. Read this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 68.
Bring it out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now, I don't know if y'all familiar. Y'all familiar with any biblical history? So you know about Moses?
Yeah.
We went to Pharaoh and said, "Let my people go."
Yeah.
So Moses was a black man, took us from Egypt. Us and the Egyptians are not the same. I know y'all was probably like I was. I grew up and they said, "Hey, everybody in Africa the same." No, it's over 54 countries in Africa. Them is not the same people. Just like you got, you got like on the continent of Asia, you got Chinese people, you got Japanese people, and you have East Indian, right? On the continent of Asia. Are any of them the same people? They not the same people. So the same thing in the continent of Africa. You have Nilotic, right? People in Africa, right? And then you have where we come from, we're Shemitic. Yeah. So Shemitic comes, it was 3 sons. Noah had 3 sons. Remember that? Shem, Ham, and Japheth. We come from Shem. They come from Ham. We not the same people. That's why they put us in slavery. Our first slave masters was Egyptians.
Bring it out.
Egyptians and Israelites are not the same people. We're not Egyptians. Make sense? So now hold on, we gotta get it. Now, y'all want to just speed y'all up. So now Moses went to Pharaoh and said, "Let my people go." So let's read Exodus 20 and 2. Let me read this and let me get your question. Exodus 20 and 2.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt means to bound. It's the house of bondage. The literal word for Egypt, which at one point was called Mizraim, it literally means to bound. So go back to Deuteronomy 28 and don't forget your question. I want to make sure we get this point though. So remember, Egypt means what? Bound or slavery, right? Read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
The God said he's going to bring us to slavery again with ships.
Bring it out.
Remember, he's saying this before it happened. He said, my chosen people are going to go into slavery again with ships. Who went into slavery on cargo slave ships? Did anyone else go into slavery on cargo slave ships? So what is this proving? What are we proving? We proving what? That we the Israelites. We God's chosen people. Y'all getting it? All right, read again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So God said we're going to go into slavery again with ships. Read.
By the way whereof I speak unto thee.
And just how I'm saying, it's going to happen just like that. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Talking about our homeland, because since we got over here as a nation of people, I'm not talking about 1 or 2 of us taking a trip. Have we ever went back to our homeland, which is Jerusalem? We never went back. Think about it. Why we never went back?
We don't even know where our homeland is.
You're right. But why have we tried to go back? Because God said you're not going to go back. Because he brought us, he said we're going to come over here and serve our enemies for breaking his commandments.
That's one thing I was
Okay, go ahead.
So he's telling me this how the history went. We went into slavery, he brought us out of slavery, we got unthankful, and now we back in.
Yes. Yeah.
Bring it
That's
out.
exactly how it happened. We the Israelites.
Right.
We forget often. When you read through the book of Judges, we would get enslaved. God would send a savior. He would free us. And then guess what? We'll do the same thing again.
He said we were the arrogant people.
We are. We're arrogant people. We're forgetful people. Right? So God is letting us know in these last days to come back to him. This is the last captivity though. This is it. After this, we in New Jerusalem. Now we with the Lord. Now we serving. Now we reigning for with Christ for all eternity. He said, if we keep the commandments. Y'all get it? So finish this out.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
And once we got over here off them cargo slave ships, were we not sold? We were sold in Jackson. We were sold in Virginia. We were sold all throughout Mississippi, all throughout the coast, all throughout Central and South America. We were sold to the different various islands, right? We were sold, read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
The sisters were there with us, right? Our wives were there with us, read.
And no man shall buy you.
Meaning no man was going to be able to save you. Could anybody buy us? They tried to save us. Marcus Garvey tried. Martin Luther King tried. Harriet Tubman tried. You see what I'm saying? Toussaint Louverture, he tried. All of our people tried, but no one could truly save us. God said it happened, that happened because we broke his commandments. Right. So now, I got to ask you again. What is our race? So-called blacks and Latinos. What's our race? Yeah. We are the Israelites from the tribe of Judah. Right. All right, that's our tribe. Israel is our nation. Judah is our tribe.
So the people of Israel now, what do you consider those?
Those are Satan on earth. That's the devil. I'm going to show you in the Bible. Give me Revelation 2. I'm going to show it to you. Everything I'm going to say to you, I'm going to prove it with the word of God.
I'm actually following like I agree with you because think about it. There's so much anti-Semitic shit going around. I mean, there's anti-Jewish, but do you think that we really hate the real Jewish people? They were really honestly Jewish?
Right, and also anti-Semitic. That's a word they use to trick people. When people hear that term, they say, "Oh, it's somebody doing something racial." But they the most evil people on this earth, bro. You know those people are known pedophiles. They are known pedophiles. They are giving little kids to this day herpes. Right. Grown men, right? They got our sisters over there doing all type of evil to them. That is not God's chosen people. I'm gonna prove with the word of God. Read it.
The book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation.
So God know the things that we go through. He telling the Israelites right now. Read.
And poverty.
And who are the so-called Jewish people? Are they poverty? Are they impoverished? They the richest people on this earth. So we know this not talking about them just off that. Now who the most impoverished people on this earth? Black folks. They don't get no more down in the gutter than black folks. Read.
But thou art rich.
I say we really are rich. Why? Because all the promises belong to us. Everything God promised to his chosen people in this book, as long as we do it, or when we do it, we gonna get it. Right. So we way more rich than whatever wealth they got. Read.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews.
So he know the lies of them that say they are Jews, what you were talking about, right? So who say they're Jews today? Are we saying it? The Jewish people are saying it. They're the ones who saying it. We just now getting to understand who the real Jews is. Right. Read that part again.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
They what?
And are not.
Well, what are they?
But are the synagogue of Satan.
So what did God call those Jewish people? Read again.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
Synagogue of Satan. I mean, they are the church of the devil.
Right. So what's the point of having Satanism and Judaism at the same thing?
Say it again.
Okay, you got Jewish people, then you got Satan. Obviously Satanists. If they're the same thing, why don't we just,
I'm gonna tell you the difference. The Satanists is telling you, I'm a Satanist. The Jewish man is lying to you because they are known for speaking lies. They come out the womb speaking lies. They've been lying their whole life, right? Like they say, it was 6 million killed during the Holocaust. That's a lie. They like to say that they the most racially profiled. That's a lie. Right? They like to say they God's chosen people. That's a damn lie. Right. They've been lying since we met them. They ain't stopped lying.
I heard Hitler knew that they weren't the real Jews. That's why he
Right. At first, believe it or not, Hitler actually was working with them. They flipped the tables on him. You see what I'm saying? Try to make him this evil person. At one time, they was working together. You see what I'm saying? Because Nazi actually standing for the National Association of Zion. I think Institute or something like that. I forgot what the I stand for. But for that, they was actually together at one point. You see what I'm saying? So now what we showing you, that we are the real Jews and they have been lying to us. Right. That's the greatest trick they put on us, that we not the real Jews.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, His word